Well, thanks for visiting us this morning at arlatexhomepage.com. I'm meteorologist Josh Marces with your Thursday morning forecast update. We do have a cold front on the way much later today. Not everybody will see rain with the front, but everybody will feel the wind with the front through the day. I think that's our weather story for Thursday, as we'll have some winds ramping up to about 30 to 35 miles per hour. Those will be the gusts. We'll have some sustained winds in the 20 mile per hour range, but initially it will be a wind out of the south, so just pumping all of that kind of warmer and humid Gulf air into the region. So it is going to be a pretty warm day, and we're starting out in the 50s. Kind of a nice change from the past few mornings. We've had mornings near freezing so far every day this week, but a bigger change today is we're running about 20 degrees warmer in most locations. Probably still need a jacket. We're in the 50s, and you've got a little bit of a breeze out there, so it still feels pretty cool. At the moment, winds at about 10 to 15 miles per hour, but I mentioned we'll have those gusts to 35 miles per hour, not only ahead of the front, but actually behind the front as well. So the winds out of the south and then turning to the northwest. So we do have a lake wind advisory in effect for much of the region if you're planning on doing some fishing out there, especially one of the smaller bass boats. It's going to be pretty rocky out there on some of the lakes and rivers. So your highs today will wind up in the 60s and 70s. Shreveport, that high will occur later in the day today. Texarkana at 68. That high may occur about 1 or 2 in the afternoon, and then by the time we get to 5 o'clock, the temperature may drop into the upper 50s. So it's one of those days. Probably won't need a jacket this afternoon, but that cool air is going to come surging in before sunset tonight. So if you live in the I-30 corridor there, just make sure you're planning for that, especially if you have some outdoor plans after about 4 p.m. today. Front is still well back to the northwest of us. It's not carrying much rain with it, but it is going to encounter some of this warmer and humid air that we have in place over the Arlatex. We do expect to squeeze out a few showers. So north of I-30, closer to the Ouachitas, we can see some rain there maybe by late morning, early afternoon. The winds shift. You can see the winds shifting to the northwest in Texarkana by about 2 p.m. today, and that's when you'll feel that cooler air come moving in. Doesn't show any rain through the Texarkana area, but it is possible we could see rain develop a little bit further to the south. Fronts through Shreveport by about 4 or 5, and then you see some rain down towards Sabine and Natchitoches parishes by the time we get to sunset tonight. And then we should feel some cooler air come arriving tonight, as lows will likely drop back into the 30s and 40s. Tomorrow there is a slight chance we could see some rain south of I-20, but again, I think the story for us on Friday will be a little bit cooler temperatures, but it should be pretty enjoyable weather Friday, Saturday, as well as Sunday. Look at the lows. We do expect another freeze here north of I-30 and potentially as far south as Columbia County. So if you're in Arkansas, Oklahoma, and northeast Texas, may want to cover up some of the plants tonight, just in case we do have a brief freeze tomorrow morning. And look at your 7-day forecast. Fortunately, we squeeze in what will be a really nice weekend here with highs in the low to mid 60s. And as we move into next week, we have a very strong cold front that's going to be affecting much of the country. A little bit of a timing issue right now. It looks like the front could come in Tuesday, but some of the forecast models have it coming in later on Wednesday. We're going to have these slight chances of rain through the middle of the week, but there will be a huge temperature drop here into the 40s on Wednesday, and it's possible we could have highs in the 30s or 40s maybe Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and possibly into the next weekend. So it looks like we're going to have a cold snap here that lasts for several days, and with precipitation kind of lingering, we will have some winter weather chances. Nothing that jumps out at me right now, but I think at some point next week we'll likely be on the lookout for maybe some freezing rain, potentially some snow, potentially some sleet as well. So enjoy the weekend. Once we get into next week, things get a little more active as far as the weather pattern.